In Canada, they think all the way back to 92 and 93. The days of Joe Carter against Mitch Williams and walk-off dreams that were set from the Toronto Blue Jays. And then they waited and waited. Sport after sport, they turned season after season of disappointment until this run. And now one win away from glory. Not the way Oracle thought it could close the doors for the final time. If Toronto wins in Game 5, that will be the case, with Raptor fans singing "O Canada" while the Warrior fans head to their cars. Welcome inside. It is Game Time live at the finals, brought to you by YouTube TV. Casey Stern, C-Web, Jet, and Shaq. And guys, obviously a great performance from Toronto across the board, but we got to start, Webb, with Kawhi. Another 30-plus game. He had 35-plus in this case, 17 in the third quarter, and when he needed to, it seemed like every time made the big shot.
Yeah, and he controlled the pace. 0 turnovers, 12 rebounds for him, but just so right. When he got in that pick and roll, he was able to control the pace, and when he does that, so hard to stop, and then that allowed guys like Siakam and others to add their game to it.
Hey, listen, we could talk it all at what, but this scene here is unbelievable. I've never seen an opposing team take over another arena until tonight.
Stop it.
I've never, after the game,
Sacramento,
after the game,
everywhere the Red Sox ever played.
what, the Laker fans would take over arenas after the game? No, y'all got more of a wine and cheese crowd. Y'all don't have that.
Shots fired.
Okay.
Let's go back to 95. Play against each other. Let's go.
The Lake Show and
Here's Nick Nurse at the podium.
Went back to Fred and got big minutes out of Serge. Is that what your team does? You find the way to get the right guy in the right spot?
Well, we had a big problem with the third quarter in Game 2, Doug. So we had to make some adjustment there to try to combat the way they come out of the half. They've been historically really good at that, and we made the decision to put Fred in Game 3, and then Game 4 again tonight. So. And mostly it's to try to keep our pace of our offense going. Gives us 2 point guards out there that can push the ball, get it in and get it going, and it kind of paid off. I know Kawhi's 2 big threes to start the half really, I thought, changed the whole feel of everybody. I just thought everybody was like, okay, man, we're here, let's go, and we just kind of kept going from those 2 threes. Oh yeah,
His athleticism and his
Yeah.
ability to affect the game at both ends.
Yeah, he's once he gets into the series, which he did in Game 3. With the block shots and the rebounding and stuff, he seems to stay in the series, and he was great tonight, man. He was, and it's kind of all he usually gives you all of it. Once he starts blocking a couple shots, and the offense comes, and the rebounding comes, and a putback here and there, and even his jump shot seems to come. Once he gets into the game defensively with a block shot or 2.
All right, so Nick Nurse talking about Serge Ibaka, 9 of 12, 20 big points in this game. And Shaq, when you look at what Kyle Lowry said before the game, he said, people don't realize that group makes you feel like up at TO, it's us against them, us as in the entire country against the rest of the NBA. That is how they have put themselves in front, in the forefront. And to Kenny's point, I mean, they're singing "O Canada" pretty loudly while the Warriors fans exit.
Yes, they're very excited. They are 1 win away to become NBA champions. And I always mention the others. And I think I need to say this. Like, us as players, when we go through plays, we just stand around and go through plays. But you have to know how to play basketball. Kawhi Leonard, the son of the system, always makes the right play. Instead of when the play is called standing in your spot, you get double. What do you do as a big guy, Chris? You either pop back for the jumper or you dive. Yeah. Serge Ibaka did a great job of mixing that up tonight, and he took high percentage shots. We know he can step out and shoot the 3, but he had a lot of floaters, a lot of baby hooks, and he just got into the game. And hats off to Kawhi Leonard. A lot of people say he's number 3. He just moved up to the second best player in the league, in my opinion, because this kid is playing, and I like where he came from. He wasn't a high draft pick. This right here is the true definition of hard work. I love this kid. I love his demeanor. He never cries. He never complains. He plays the same way all the time. So right now, I'm saying he's the second best player, closing in on the best player in the game.
And who's the best player to you?
Well, LeBron is still the best player.
Roger. Well, I will say this. I was blessed to be on a championship team in Houston. and it was the first championship, major sporting championship for the city. Pales in comparison to what this is. Only because, as Kyle Lowry, when I interviewed him yesterday, I said, do you understand the magnitude of what this means for the country? And then he really, like you said, put it in perspective. Like, we have the Lakers over here, the Kings in California. You have 3 teams, Golden State, just in the state of California. There's one team. The first major sporting championship in basketball is happening right now, possibly. And they're doing it against the dynasty of what the modern era is in the NBA. This is an unbelievable experience to be part of. It almost makes me want to go to Game 5 and be part of it, because I want to see how it ends. Because there is 2,000 people still
holding
here.
it down.
Holding it down, not leaving the gym.
Kenny, you want to go to Game 5?
Let's go to Game 5, baby. We're going to Game 5, man. Let's go, man.
Ali B, come on, Ali B.
And to Kenny's point, you go back to 1993. Last time the Leafs were at the doorstep. Last time that when Joe Carter hit that homer, he talked about back-to-back World Series for Jays. That's a long, long time ago for an entire country who, remember, in the meantime, in the NBA, lost the franchise.
This is true. Us against the world.
Yes.
Casey. It's not. You know, we could put that. We like 12 strong. We put those quotes up.
That's right.
This is country strong.
That's right. The Montreal.
This is
hey,
country
to your,
strong.
To your
man.
point, the Montreal Canadiens, the last time in the whole country, which
There's
was '93.
no other
That's right.
Canadian basketball team. This is it.
But do you see what we're doing right now? We're happy like it's over. This thing ain't over
No,
yet.
Oh, not, it's not. There's 2,000 people
I
up there,
don't care.
Shaq.
It's still not
2,000.
It ain't over until the confetti flies, and then Adam Silver comes out with that gold ball.
Let me ask you about that, because there's a lot to talk about with this game, but it seemed like you could tell late, and I'm not saying as an excuse, but just visibly, tell me if otherwise, they look tired. There's a lot of minutes for Iguodala during this playoff run because of some of these injuries. Steph had a ton of usage. I know you're all saying no, but you watch the same game I do. They don't look tired to you?
No, because
really?
They look beat.
Is Kawhi hurt?
No.
I know, but it's Kawhi
why does
hurt?
everybody take it as an excuse? I'm just asking, do they
Kawhi
look
Leonard
tired?
Because you're giving them an excuse. And
Why?
You're making
Why
them
is it have to be an excuse?
Because everybody's tired right now.
Everybody's tired
And you
right
only pick, not you, but some only pick out being tired when the Warriors lose.
Well, no.
Nobody says that when they come up and they win by 7. Hey, then they look tired going down. And if they are tired, I'll give you they're tired. So what?
We were in the Milwaukee series saying that Kawhi Leonard possibly might not play
Understand.
anymore.
When they were down 0-2.
And here he is
they were down 0-2
Now
in
he
Milwaukee.
is now doing his thing, and he still doesn't look healthy.
But he
still doesn't look healthy.
Let me ask you this, Kenny. To be fair, when you guys talk about going on run after run in championship terms, and you guys tell me as athletes why it's so hard.
They're not the better team right now.
No, I know they're not.
No, but I'm saying it has nothing
It has nothing to do with it.
It's nothing to do with the 5-year
Durant
run
was out there, they wouldn't be tired because them jumpers would be falling.
It's a different, and they have played well in spurts.
Yes.
But they haven't been sustainable income for them throughout this series. Have been throughout their whole run. They've had the same type of runs. They've just been more sustainable. And for some reason, they're not able to sustain those runs against Toronto, and especially without Kevin Durant.
And I can say, because the lineup has changed many times, the flow hasn't been as fluid.
Yeah.
Tonight, I thought they were a little bit over anxious. A couple times when Steph Curry had the ball, it was like he double pumped on his three-point shot. I've never seen that before.
Could you hold for 1 second?
Yes.
Can we listen to this?
Bro, you too happy right now. Stop
Can you hear that?
They
stop
holding
it.
it down.
Hey, this is
Shaq, that's the one. Hey, Shaq, you got to admit, you a champion, so you can't do that. But now, if any time is the front run, the fans supposed to be front runners from day one. The Detroit Lions going to win the Super Bowl next year. I'm right now.
Wait, what?
First of all,
the Mets going to win. Oh, the Mets. Now you're excited.
Hey, see what? Whoever is in charge of this building should be ashamed of himself.
You be throwing people out of here.
Tim Harris from the Staples Center. Get him up out of here.
I turn the DJ on, the music.
Get him up out of here.
This could be the last game in this arena.
Yes.
And Toronto
That's
is
the
holding
serenade.
it down.
They were holding the third quarter.
I've never seen this.
I've never seen this either.
I've been in the NBA more than I've not been. in my life, I've been in the NBA more than I've not been. And I've never seen this ever.
But it's not the team, Shaq. It's not the team, Shaq. It's the fans.
It's not the team. It's the fans.
I've never seen fans.
No. Man, bleeding the back, bleeding.
Not you. Him and him.
Yeah, that's how the Mets fan does.
I think it's Casey. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, Shaq. Hey, they're making me believe it's over.
They live. I want to go over there.
I want to go in the stands.
Let's go do the show from the stands.
Oh, this is unbelievable.
What's up, Toronto? Let's go.
My goodness.
First of all, the Mets had 86. The Lions been 86th since about day one. I don't want to hear it.
Thanks for reminding me,
The
Casey.
third quarter, guys, over the last number of years has been owned by one team in the NBA. Golden State, it's been their best quarter. The third quarter tonight was owned by Kawhi. It was as good a quarter as he's had in the finals run this year or at San Antonio. It's 17 points in that third quarter. How about how impressed you were, guys, out of the half? When the lead wasn't big, it was 4 or 5 points, that it seemed to be the Raptors who really had that it thing pouring it on and not the home team.
I was watching this game carefully, and they never took two ill-advised shots in a row. Never got flustered, kept their poise, always made the right play. And listen, the son of the system, Kawhi Leonard, I can't say enough about him. He always makes the right play. And then what I also like about him, even when he's going, he doesn't mind getting off the ball and say, Kyrie, you make a play. Somebody else, you make a play. And listen, they're just playing together. They're just confident. They're just doing it. Probably going to need more from Iguodala. Sorry, Kennedy. Going to need a lot more from DeMarcus Cousins and the bench. Bench only had 18 points. That's not enough for Golden State.
See, you're doing the Eastern Conference Final. Now we've seen Kawhi Leonard consecutively in big moments for 2.5, 3 series because we started gearing up. Honestly, we did gearing up. So we watched every game. I don't think we do that with most teams. I'm surprised how smart and cerebral in the moment he is. And when I mean coachable moment,
the system.
but the coachable moment to understand, like, oh no, they're up 7 now. We need a 3. Oh no, we're up 2. We need to go inside. Like, his understanding is almost coaching as a basketball player, which surprised me more than anything.
And you could see that understanding of time and score. We understand none of us Canadian residents. We do have one.
What up, Big Perk?
That's Texas.
We do have one on our crew. Lee
Texas,
Ellis,
stand up. What's up,
who
boy?
is in the crowd. Lee?
Hey guys, I'm in here right in the middle of it here with the Raptors fans. This is one of the most amazing scenes I've ever seen, really. These fans don't want to go home. The ushers are here trying to sort of push people out, but they're staying here. They're chanting, as you can hear. This could be a long night out here in the stands. This is a great atmosphere, and obviously these fans are very, very excited.
Whoa. Yo, you got to get him out the building.
First of all, I don't. It's going to take a lot to get all of those people out of the building. It's not like there's one dude to go escort. And plus, they're rabid. These are hockey fans.
Man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it would be so disrespectful if one of us went over there. And especially if you, Chris, you could not go over there. You are a warrior.
Hey, Lee, can you find anyone understanding of a family program who you feel like you can ask about this excitement? Pick someone.
Hey, how's it feeling right now?
Oh, it's great, man. I mean, 24, 25 years just waiting. And honestly, if you asked me a year ago, I didn't think we'd be here. To beat the Warriors twice in Oracle, insane.
So what happens now? We're going home on Monday night.
Man, I won't be in Toronto. I live here, but I'm going to be cheering for sure. And Jurassic Park, they're probably going to need to expand it, I think. Because, the hype in Toronto for Game 5, unreal.
You're not going to make the effort to go back home for it? This could be like a monumental moment in Raptors history.
I don't know if I can afford more tickets for Game 5. I think I'm maxed out, but I'll be cheering nonetheless.
That's all right, baby. Casey, this is the most polite, rowdiest crowd I've ever seen in my life.
Excuse me. Yeah.
I thought Shaq was going to buy flights for the group.
They're
but
like,
I
we're
guess...
killing you. but consequently, the understanding
if
of
you'd like to eat at our house, you
Brandon, sit in that jet, Brandon.
We're going, man. We are going.
It is a spot that is as challenging as they've been in to stop the end of the run here at Oracle. The coach and Steve Kerr with his comments after the loss.
Logan standing on the left side.
Coach, Logan Murdoch, NBC Sports Bay Area. You guys got outscored pretty big in the third quarter. What How did it get away from you in the third?
I thought they just took it to us right from the beginning of the quarter. Kawhi hit 2 threes immediately, and they turned up their defense, and they just got on a run, and we just sort of lost that defensive tenacity that we had in the first half.
Right, standing.
Coach Dan Devine from The Ringer. Uncomfortable position to be in, but not one you haven't seen before, down 3-1. What can you take from your past experience being on the brink as you try to get the guys ready for Game 5?
You just try to win one game. That's what we did a few years ago against OKC. Win one game and then you move forward. So that's our focus now. We'll fly to Toronto tomorrow and take a look at the film, see what we can do better, and try to win a game. We've won a lot of games over the years, so try to win another one.
Third row over here.
CJ Peterson, San Francisco Examiner. Steve, obviously, Kawhi's 36 really carried Toronto tonight, but Serge Ibaka's 20 really hurt you guys. He's really active in the pick and roll. What was so hard about guarding Serge tonight?
He just got it going, and they did a good job in the second half of moving the ball and finding the open man. They hit 8 threes in the second half after we did a good job on them in the first. And so the ball started moving, and they found Serge in the pockets and in the middle of the paint several times, and he had a great game.
Towards the middle.
Nate Duncan, Dunked On Podcast. Coach, this is the most that your defense has struggled in a series since you've been here. What's been the issue for you guys defensively in the series?
We're playing a really good team that moves the ball. And I think we've had our moments defensively, but we haven't been able to string together the stops over the course of a game that we've needed to. So I give them the credit. They've just played really well offensively, and they got a lot of threats out there, a lot of shooters, a lot of passers, and so they're playing well, and we've got to do better.
Trae Young jumping in, Mr. Trey TL. KD, they need you now more than ever. Get your cape. There are going to be a lot of people who are going to have that kind of a mindset and thought. There have been a lot of conversations about what he has tried to do. Now, for those who don't realize, there was to be a scrimmage that he was going to be ready for yesterday, and then Steve Kerr saying that based on where they were and not being as far along as they wanted to physically with KD, he couldn't even get to the scrimmage level web yesterday. It would be hard to believe that he could play in any game of this series. But it's something to discuss because the people are going to discuss it. Everyone's going to step out and talk about all the, you got to come in and not knowing his situation. So what's your take on kind of the KD factor of, is he even possibly a factor for Game 5?
Well, let's be fair. You asked, were they tired? We said, no, we don't care about all that. They're not tired. You're here now, right? But what about the effort that they're putting in and the heart they're playing with? First of all, you have Cousins, who may have messed up his next contract because he's playing on one leg. He's not fully healthy, and you talk about other guys coming back. How about Looney coming back and other guys that are hurt? So, one, you have to love and respect the heart of Golden State. Second, with Kevin Durant, it's so tough because you won't necessarily get time to practice tomorrow. It's a travel day, and you've been out over a month. And so if you haven't had that practice, you don't have that rhythm. We know your presence on the floor makes everyone better, but at the same time, we don't know if you can be the best you can be or even close to what you can be. So I think that's, again, something that you have to leave into his hands, and I'm sure he wants to be out here more than anyone. So I'll never doubt his thought process or his heart. But that's just, to me, Kenny, just something I just don't know if you could come back after being gone that long.
I agree, but I guess Shaq has somebody he wants to introduce.
Okay. That's my little nephew. What's your name?
Samuel.
And what team you going for?
Warriors.
Warriors. You think Kevin Durant's coming back?
I don't know.
Do you think they can win without Kevin Durant?
No.
So you think they need Kevin Durant to come back?
Yes.
So look in the camera and say, Kevin Durant, we need you to come back.
Do you just ask your nephew his name?
Come back. And also,
hey, man, I got a lot of kids. All right? Trust me.
It's not his nephew.
Somebody put that on your yearbook quote at home.
Nephew,
I got a lot of kids.
Shaq love the kids. Nephew is a colloquial term.
Oh, yes,
term.
I figured that.
Of course, the naysayers are going to say if Toronto happens to win, Toronto wasn't full strength, but this is the beauty and the ugliness of the NBA. All it takes is one minor injury or one, freak play for something like this to happen. But, whoever is between the lines still has to compete. And I know with, KD is a great necessity to have. It's a great option, and they're not full strength. But Golden State played great. Is he going to come back? I don't know. If he comes back and plays great, it'll be a hell of a story. But what happens if he doesn't play great?
Yeah.
What happens
if he plays great?
hurt worse, right?
Yeah, hurt worse. So, I mean, I don't know what he's going to do. You know, I wish everybody well. But this is some beautiful basketball. I'm sure that everybody is shocked, but Toronto is playing some good,
and they deserve it, right?
Good basketball right now. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, they still have enough to win, to play in the winning series. If you're the Golden State Warriors, you still have 3 guys who have been NBA All-Stars, you know,
4.
consistently,
4.
and then you have another one who's been on and off in the Iguodala. So it's impossible to say that you have to feel sorry for them. But
do they have enough, Kenny, to beat this team 3 times in a row?
They have enough.
They do.
They have enough, but it does be the way the games are being played. No, the way, because it's not sustainable income. It's frivolous. You're able to buy a couple things and it looks good,
Goes
and
the
then
other
it's
way.
done and it's over. And what they have been able to do in other years is just continue to knock down threes, continue to spread the floor and make you play from far out. Now they're not. This is something different that I haven't seen, and I think also the Lowry and Kawhi effect defensively is just as impressive offensively.
Yeah, and that length and athleticism, too. Siakam's made some big buckets late in games. Drake, by the way, on the Instagram, he says, ball game, are you ready? We got one more win. The real Warriors in the 6th. Ouch.